On the eerie night of Halloween, in a quiet town of Coldmere blanketed by darkness, 4 friends gathered to embrace the chilling spirit of the holiday. Ethan, the adventurous one, proposed a daring adventure to visit a long-abandoned house, notorious for its grim history. It stood ominously in the heart of the town, with a decaying playground hidden behind it. Legends whispered that unexplainable horrors resided there. Ethan, along with his friends Jack, Ryan, and Henry, prepared to explore this haunted relic. They approached the decrepit house. The wind howled as they reached the entrance. Each creak of the rusted gate sent shivers down their spines, but they couldn't resist the allure of the macabre. Ethan's flashlight illuminated their path. As they stepped into the house, shadows danced menacingly on the cracked walls, while dust particles swirled like ghostly apparitions. They ventured through long-forgotten rooms, filled with furniture draped in tattered sheets. The ambience was eerie, but they laughed it off, attributing their fears to the Halloween atmosphere. As they entered the living room, an old piano suddenly came to life, its keys playing a haunting melody without anyone touching them. Fear surged through their veins and their masks of bravado slipped. Unnerved but curious, they approached the haunted piano. To their shock, there was no one there, and yet, the music continued. "Henry," his voice quivering, he said, "this place is just haunted folklore. There must be a logical explanation." Ethan tried to close the piano's lid, but it refused to budge. The room grew colder, and eerie whispers filled the air. Suddenly, Ethan was gone, swallowed by the very piano he had been investigating. Panic engulfed the trio. Where had he disappeared to? Why had the piano taken him? In their frantic search for Ethan, they discovered an old journal on a dusty bookshelf. It belonged to a previous resident who had been obsessed with dark rituals. The journal told the horrifying tale of how these unholy ceremonies had been performed on Halloween night, with human sacrifices in exchange for unimaginable power. Desperate to find Ethan, they followed a trail of cryptic messages from the journal that led them to the forsaken playground that is behind the house. A solitary swing moved by itself, as if beckoning them closer. Henry was compelled to sit on it, but the moment he did, his body stiffened, and his eyes rolled back into his head. His friends watched in horror as dark shadows emerged from the ground and dragged his down into the earth. Jack and Ryan were the last ones standing. The night had taken 2 of their friends. They knew that they had to confront the sinister forces to rescue Ethan and Henry. They stumbled upon an eerie candlelit chamber filled with eerie symbols. In the center, an altar stood adorned with sinister artifacts, their purpose nefarious and ancient. It was clear this place was the epicenter of the horrors that plagued Coldmere. Candles flickered mysteriously, illuminating a sinister figure that emerged from the shadows. It was the malevolent spirit of the past resident, bound by dark magic to protect the secret of the house. She cackled ominously, declaring, "You've entered my domain, and now you'll pay the price for your trespassing." With a wave of her spectral hand, the room seemed to come alive, and the very walls itself reached out to ensnare Jack and Ryan. They fought with every ounce of strength, knowing that they were the only ones who could rescue their friends. As they resisted the sinister forces, Jack noticed an old dusty tome on a nearby shelf. With the last of his strength, he reached for it and began to recite incantations. The malevolent spirit wailed in agony as the incantations unraveled its dark magic. With one final cry, she vanished in a puff of smoke. The room fell silent, and the house no longer felt haunted. Jack and Ryan rushed to the basement, and they found their friends imprisoned by the malevolent spirit's magic. With the secrets of the house revealed and the dark magic broken, they were able to free Ethan and Henry. Together they fled the cursed house and returned to their town forever changed by the horrors they had encountered. Though they had escaped the malevolent spirit, the night still haunted their dreams, and they knew that Coldmere would never be the same again.